The easiest way to tell whether data is metric is to check whether it has units attached to it, such as grams, millimeter, number of pressure sores, number of deaths. If not, it may be ordinal or nominal. So, if you would like to identify type of variable, you have first to ask a question. Has the data got units? This includes a number of things. If yes, so it is metric data. If no, so it is categorical data. If the data is metric, you have to ask another question to identify whether it is discrete metric or continuous metric. This question is, do this data comes from counting or measuring? If the data comes from counting things, the number of things, so it is discrete. And if the data comes from measuring things using measurement tool or device, so it is metric continuous data. If the data is categorical, so it has no units of measurement, we have to ask another question to identify whether this categorical data is nominal or ordinal. This question is, can this data be put in a meaningful order? If yes, so it is ordinal categorical data. If no, so it is nominal categorical data. Note that ordinal categorical data comes from assessment and it includes human judgment. When you are reading a research report or journal paper, you will want to know something about the participants in the study. In most published papers, the authors will provide the reader with summary table describing the basic characteristics of participants in the study. This will contain some basic demographic information together with the relevant clinical details. This table is called baseline table or the table of basic characteristics. This figure contains the basic characteristics of cases and controls from case control study into stressful life events and the risk of breast cancer in women. So, we want to identify the type of each variable in this table. The first column contains variable, other columns contains data. Let's have a look at variables. The first one is age. So, we want to identify whether this variable is categorical or metric. The question is, do this variable has a unit of measurement? The answer is yes. We can say age followed by years or months or days. So, it has a unit of measurement. So, it is metric variable. We want to identify whether age is continuous metric or discrete metric variable. So we have to ask another question. Can this variable be measured using a tool of measurement? The age is a kind of time. So it can be measured using, for example, a clock. So age is a continuous metric variable. Let's have a look at the second variable, which is social class. Is this variable has a unit of measurement? The answer is no. So this type of variable is categorical, not metric. What kind of categorical variable? If this variable can be ordered in meaningful way, yes, we can say that class 1 is higher than class 2 and so on. So this variable, social class, is ordinal categorical variable. The third one is number of something. So it has unit of measurement, in this case children. And at the same time it comes from counting, so it is discrete metric data. The fourth and the fifth variable is age, and as we said, age comes from time and can be measured using a clock, so it is continuous metric variable. Menopausal state. It has no unit of measurement. It can be ordered in meaningful way. Premenopausal is before perimenopausal and perimenopausal is before postmenopausal. So this type of variable is ordinal categorical variable.